Hello. In this video we're going to show you how, as an account manager, you can come into an account plan shell that has been created for you. Maybe you have an associate or a colleague that created the shell for you, or maybe you created it on your own. So now we're here, I'm inside of my all account plan grid, and I'm selected my filter Talina AP 2017. Now, if you're an account manager, you would just go into My Account Plans, and it would bring up your account plans, and you'd be able to filter for plan status and for account plan name, so you can search for all your 2017s. In this case, I already have a preset filter, so it's looking for my 2017 account plans, and I have set a filter, because this widget is green, to be show me all my account plans are still under development. So I hit close, and now I'm ready to start adding the strategy to the account plan shell that's ready for me. So here in Hinkle Automotive, that's the one that we showed you in our cloning video. And now we're going to show you how to do the strategy build. So one of the first things I want to do is actually complete the SWOT. I want to make sure I understand the how I'm positioned within a group. So I hit the three dots here, the breadcrumbs or cookie trail, whatever terminology you like to use. I click on that, and it's going to bring up the options. So in this case, I want to go and I want to either open and edit the SWOT. So you have the California or the regions outside of California. So I'll go ahead and select on the Open Edit California SWOT. And here I want to go ahead and select New. Once I select New, I can go ahead and name it 2017 equal auto. So this is just test. And I'm going to go ahead and I want to make sure this says California assessment, not broker assessment. Or you have to pick the assessment for your region. And then you can go through here and you can select the primary competitor. In this case, Anthem Blue Cross. I can put in some comments. I can then select my other values. And I can add comments as I'm doing this, as I'm selecting each of the different values. And I add columns. So once I fill out the rest of the columns, I don't need to go through them all, and you're ready to save. Now, I will make a note before I hit save that if you don't know what these values mean, there is a knowledge article in Sales Connect. You can search for the SWOT job aid, and it will come up for you, and you can find out what these values mean. Once I finish with this, I can go ahead and hit save. And it's going to save the record for me, and you're going to notice there is my 2017 assessment for this account plan. So now I've completed my assessment, I have a better idea how I'm positioned, so now I want to build my narrative and do my strategy. So I'm going to hit the X here to close out this tab, and now I want to go build my narrative. I hit these three dots here, and I click on it, it says View, Edit Narrative. Now it's going to bring up the screen, and in here, this is where I would put my narrative, and if I put my cursor on my PC, I can go ahead and pull this over diagonally to make it bigger. I'm doing this recording off my iPad, so I'm not able to do that, but you can make it bigger and do the editing there. It is good to note that for those of you who are used to getting your shells and the narratives from the past account plans were copied over, well, because this shell was created by my associate, it didn't copy over the narrative for me. We are looking to have an enhancement in the near future that will do that. It is also good to note that if you are the account manager doing the cloning, then last year's narrative will copy over for you, if that's what you like. But in here, I'm trying to build my narrative for the next year's renewal. So the 2017 account plan, working towards 2018. I am going to go ahead and type in here, and this is where you want to type in the business environment of the customer. You want to type in what is their strategy, customer strategy when it comes to the customer strategy when it comes to business, and HR benefits and contributions. We also want to put in what is the KP ops and risk. What are we KP resources needed? And then any post-renewal summary that you want to add from last year and put that in there. So this way, for a complete, more detailed description of what the right skills, best tools, and narrative elements should be, you can go reference that on InfoSource, or you can look in the Sales Connect Knowledge tab and look and see what are the quality elements of an account plan narrative. So once you built out your narrative, go ahead and hit the Save button. And so you see saved. I can go ahead and close out this tab. And now I've built out my assessment, I have my narrative, and now I want to, what is my primary goal? Well, based off my narrative, I'm going to say this group is growth. And then I go to targeted by, and this is, I select on that. Now this is a multi-pick list, so something to remember is on your PC when you're selecting this, you have to remember to hold down the control button in order to select multiple options. So if you select account manager and this is also targeted by someone else, make sure you hold down the control button and then it will allow you to select multiples at the same time. And that way you can hit done and it will populate in here 3. So all 3 items I selected are now included. The cells you notice are peach because that means I haven't saved it yet. So that's something good to note. Now I want to build in what are my targeted for special focus areas that I want to make sure I build into my objectives and milestones. So I go ahead and click on this category. And just like the targeted by field, this is a multi-pick list. So I'm going to click on this and I will select all the values that I want. Remember, holding down the control button so you can select multiples. So for this group, I actually want to have some physician engagement here because I want to do a total replacement, or actually I want to make Kaiser the default carrier on this group. So I want to bring a physician out. I also know this group is eligible for various reports. So I want to know that this is a PIH eligible group, this is a PER eligible group, and a PLR. It's also good to note that this is a value summary. And because this is a repo position group I want, I'm going to select repositioning. Now I'm still holding down control because I want to select multiples of values. So, the good thing here is by selecting target for special focus and the correct ones, remember these drive certain reporting grids or tiles on your dashboards. So if you have a group that is per eligible and you don't select the value in the account plan, it won't show up in your customer reporting Sales Connect dashboard. So it's important to make sure you get these values right. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hit done. And you see now that I have my target special focus, my targeted by, and my primary growth done. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to hit save. So once I've done all that, see, something didn't save. So let me just hit save one more time. Okay, so my save was successful. So you see here's all my values I selected, my growth. So I have my narrative, my assessment, I've selected my targeted by, target special focus, and my primary goal. Now I'm ready to import objectives and milestones into my account plan. So I go here and I hit the 3 dots. I select import. And here is where I'm going to do my search for the template I want to pull from. So I want to select 2017 template and hit the search button. And it brings up all the templates. So it varies by region. Some regions are using different templates. So because I'm in California, I'm going to search for the 2017 September, because this is a September renewal. So I want to find the September template. And there we go. And it says large group California. So I'm going to select that. Now here it's going to allow me to select my objectives. So this should look very familiar to those of you who use the importing from a template functionality. So from here I mentioned I want to do a repo on this group and I want to change the conditions of offering. I also mentioned that this was going to be a MD engagement group, so I want to make sure I select this item. I also mentioned that this is a customer reporting, so I want to make sure I include my customer reporting in here. Okay, so there are my objectives I want to work on. So I keep on going down here, and I mentioned that I have to select my milestones now. So I'm going to do an MD engagement, and I want to select that. I'm also going to select the Make Kaiser the default plan, which is this one. So I'm going to select that. I also want to do my customer reporting. So I want to do my kp.org, I want to do my PIH, I want to do my PER, and I want to do my, sorry about that. And I want to do my PLR and my value summary. So I've selected all my various milestones I want to be included in this account plan. So now that I'm done, I go back and hit the imported selected records. I'm not going to select a date here because I want to take whatever dates are in the templates for that month. I hit continue. And you're going to notice that the objectives and milestones have now been inputted. So now I can go back to my grid. I hit the close out this tab. And now I've done my, all the elements I needed for my account plan. And the one last piece I want to do, which you can't access it this way, you're going to want to make sure you go into the opportunity and complete your forecast. Or you can go into the opportunity grid and do it there. So your choice. There's different ways you can access it. So I'm done, and I've just demoed with you how you do the strategy build from GridBuddy into your account plan that you build into the shell. What I like about this grid is I can do it all from one grid, and I can just click around within this grid versus having to go from record to record to record in Sales Connect. Hope you enjoyed, and give us feedback. And if you have any other questions, make sure you post to the chatter group. Take care.